And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy here.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Wilfred Arnold. Okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can
pressed.
you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile going on some shoes. But
Wait, hold up.
You got-
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time-
with
when
you.
it- when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think of
you.
something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Everybody goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Find somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Hope you all are having a wonderful hump day. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you are, I hope you guys are having a wonderful one. You know what I'm saying? Make it a wonderful and positive one today, okay? And if you haven't done it yet, be sure to hit that like button down below, all right? Send those likes all the way up. Show this show some love. You know what I mean? We working hard out here in these streets, y'all. Dagnabbit, we working hard. All right? So we would really appreciate it, all of us, all right? Now, today's a little bit of a different show, all right? I know that a lot of y'all are used to my morning shenanigans, talking about the things that are going on in the news and whatnot. But today is a bit different. Today is going to be, a more in-depth conversation about some serious stuff that has been going on countless times. I've seen so many different stories in regards to this particular situation that we are going to be talking about here very, very shortly. I do have somebody very special on today to talk and speak her truth about some stuff that's been going on over the past few days, a viral video that she put up on TikTok. So we will be talking about some stuff and getting down to the nitty gritty, getting to the brass tacks, okay? And of course, I will be opening up the video line so that you guys can jump on and have a conversation, not only with me, but also with my guest as well. So be sure to tune into the whole thing so you hear the full scope of this story, because it's worth the listen. All right. So we got to jump into the story here. All right. Now, there is a TikTok creator by the name of Lin Howard. All right. She was flying in an Alaska airline flight where she was kicked off. She was escorted off, not kicked off, but she was escorted off the plane because she was not, quote unquote, properly dressed. I guess her attire was not good enough. We are going to get into this whole thing for sure, but I do have a little bit of a article that I want us to check out. And this is from the New York Post. And of course, what it says here is why I was kicked off the plane. I'm fat, tattooed, and mixed race in a sports bra. So let's get into this. A woman who claims she was booted from a plane because her stomach was showing, quote unquote, says she was actually discriminated against for being, quote unquote, fat, tattooed, mixed raced woman. All right. Fairbanks, Alaska resident Lin Howard, 33, alleges she was harassed by Alaska Airlines staffers Friday. In turn, she did what most people do nowadays, actually. I recommend everyone do this because you need to make sure you're taken care of. What they do to state her case, she took to TikTok to post a now viral video. Originally shared on her Fat Trophy Wife account on Friday, the clip has since racked up 1.3 million views and more, and counting, by the way, and more than 180 likes as of Monday morning. In the footage, Howard can be seen getting escorted off of a flight by police officers who proceeded to question her about the incident. She alleges that it all started when Alaska Airlines staff harassed her about her attire. which consisted of a midriff bearing top and biker shorts. All right. So, of course, we can go into this piece, into this article all day long. Okay. But I think it's important that we look at the video itself so that we can see everything. Right. So let's take a look at some of the videos. Now, this is a video from when she was inside the plane. All right. It's important for us to take a look at this. So check it out.
This is what I was wearing when I was told that my outfit is inappropriate.
Looks like a fine outfit to me. Look, I'm just going to roll it back one more time. One more again so you guys can see it. All right. This is what she was wearing. This is what she was wearing when she got on the plane. She took off this shirt. She had a sports bra on underneath. They came up to her. They asked her to take it off, or I'm sorry, to put a shirt back on. She put the shirt back on, this very shirt, and they said it still was not good enough. A little strange, don't you think? My personal opinion. In my personal opinion, that's a little strange. All right. So the plane lands. So it makes its full flight. She doesn't get kicked off before the flight takes off or anything like that. The flight lands. She's in that shirt that I just showed you. And then she gets escorted off the plane with her son. Her husband stays back. But police come onto the plane and escort her off the plane with her son because of the shirt that she's wearing. Let's take a look at this video.
I was escorted off the plane by police tonight. How's your night going?
So what happened on the flight?
I was harassed about my outfit.
Okay.
I put my shirt back on.
Okay. So you did have it off?
Yeah.
At one point?
Had this on.
Sports bra?
They asked me to put my shirt on.
Okay.
Put the shirt back on. And then they approached me again. Okay. Saying that I can't wear this. My stomach is showing and it's inappropriate. Okay. And I said, I'm covered up. I'm fine. And she just kept going. And I said, if you're going to kick me off, then kick me off. I've done what you've asked me to do. I want you to leave me alone. Okay. That was the third time they approached me. Okay. About my outfit. Okay. About wearing this outfit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's why you were called. Yeah. Because of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why we're here. So there's, like I said, not any criminal trouble. There's nothing like that. So we're just trying to get your side of the story versus what they're saying. Okay. There's nothing criminal. They're probably gonna, they have policies for dress code. I
looked at the policy.
I know, what you're saying. I hear your side of the story of it, but they have their policies and stuff they have to follow.
I did.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt this video, but what policies? I'm sorry. Last time I checked, wearing a shirt, wearing a sports bra is not a crime. On a plane, I'm sorry. Let's add on a plane. Whilst 32,000 feet in the air, is that a crime? So why is this woman being seemingly detained? Okay. She's getting escorted off the plane. She's put into a room by her damn self. By her damn self. Wouldn't you automatically think that you're being detained if a bunch of cops came onto a plane, escorted yourself off the plane, put you in a room like you are some sort of terrorist? Like you've just done something really bad? Like this is not a woman who is throwing out some sort of tantrum, some anti-masking tantrum of any sort. She's straight up just going on, doing her thing, living her life, innocently flying in a plane. They escort her off. wouldn't you automatically think that you're being detained? I mean, last I checked, I would think I'm being detained if I'm complying with everything that the cops are asking me to do. Why didn't they just talk to her in the terminal? Why didn't they just talk to her when she got off the plane? There's so many different questions that spark up in my mind where this scenario could have gone completely different. Completely different. Let's go back to the video. You know what I'm saying? There's more.
Follow the policy though. Like,
So the
they told me to
supervisor-
look it up. I looked it up. I'm within the dress code.
Yeah, the supervisor, the last supervisor, will, after we're done talking to you, she'll talk with you and just hear, voice, get your concerns out and, and get your side of the story with it as well.
I'm being
okay?
harassed and now I'm being detained.
You're not being detained. I
That's-
just wanted to talk to you.
You guys come and pulled me off the plane in front of my child. Like, that's detained.
Request of the airline. So we're just trying to investigate and see if there were any crimes that did occur.
What crimes? Like I said, what crimes, y'all? Just curious. What crimes are being committed here? Or what is being committed here that would garner the police to go onto the plane, escort this innocent woman off the plane, take her into a room, and interrogate her? Yet she's not being detained. They're just trying to figure out what laws she broke. Huh. Interesting, right? Very, very interesting. Obviously, there's a lot more to this video. And of course, I could talk about that and chop it up and do a breakdown of this video. But of course, you guys get the gist of it. She wasn't being detained. She didn't. Obviously, they saw that she was not breaking any laws. No laws were broken. She was wearing a sports bra, for crying out loud. So, here to tell her side of the story, please welcome Lin Howard to the show. How you doing, sweetheart?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm very, very good. I want to say, first off, thank you so much for taking the time, because I know that you are in Alaska. You live in Alaska right now. So right now it's like 6 something in the morning for you. So it's early. But I appreciate you coming on and chopping it up with me. Real talk.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So obviously there's a lot to unfold here. All right. And I got so many questions. There's so many questions I got for you. But please tell me in your own words, before the flight, what was going on before the flight? Did anything go down before you got on to the flight?
Nothing at all. I actually was sitting in my terminal with my family. I had started on my eye makeup because I had a performance that Friday night. So I kind of had started on all of this stuff up here, eyebrows, eyelashes, and eye makeup. And I was just hanging out, waiting for my flight. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing unusual. Got on the flight without issue, took off without issue. It wasn't until probably like an hour and a half to 2 hours in that the real trouble started.
So you got on the plane, right?
Yeah.
You're in there doing your thing. You're with your son, you're with your beautiful family. And when because I understand that they came up to you not just once, but 3 separate times, correct?
Yes.
3? Okay. So when did the first encounter happen?
I would say somewhere between 15, 20, 30 minutes after I took my shirt off. We were all packed into one aisle and the plane wasn't very empty. So they told us before it even took off that we could spread out. And it was a late flight. So I had my husband scoot to the aisle across from us so that my son could lay down and sleep. And then I the aisle chair. And that's when I was approached and told that I couldn't wear just the sports bra, that I had to be covered. So that's when I put the shirt back on. And maybe 5-10 minutes later, I was approached again by a different stewardess. about the outfit, saying that it was inappropriate, I was breaking the dress code policy, and that no midriffs could be shown. So, which is just a lie. It's not true. So it's frustrating. Excuse me.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So you were doing your thing. You're on the plane. They said stretch out, enjoy, because it's a little bit more of not a full flight or anything of that sort, right?
Yeah.
And to me, you look presentable. To me, you look presentable. You look respectful. You look presentable. I don't see you in. It doesn't look like you're in a bathing suit, right? You're not wearing some high cut off, jeans, shorts, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? You look presentable. Nothing provocative at all, in my personal opinion, with this shirt, right? So you're in the plane. It's hot. You take off this shirt. Now, was there any commotion?
No, there wasn't any at all the entire plane ride. Even when they come up and approach me, my 6-year-old is sitting there watching everything that's happening. So I stayed super calm and I stayed respectful. And I think that was my saving grace, because if I had thrown a fit, that would have been a reason for the cops to get called. I could see that if I'm being belligerent, if I'm being disrespectful, but none of that happened. I was just targeted because of my outfit. And then the flight attendant made a false police report saying that I wouldn't keep my clothes on, which is crazy, because the last time I had even talked to her on that flight was easily 2 hours before we had landed. So after I put my shirt on, told them to leave me alone, went without incident for 2 hours before landing and being escorted off the plane.
Okay, so let me get this right. So first flight attendant comes up to you. You instantly comply, correct?
Yeah.
You didn't throw a fuss. You didn't act no damn fool. You didn't do nothing. You just said, all right, you want me to put this back on? I'll put it on. I'm so sorry. My bad. I mean, obviously, I'm putting words in your mouth, but you get what I'm saying. It's not like you sat there talking crazy, throwing a fit, or anything of that sort. You just put your shirt back on.
Yeah.
But then they came back again. Somebody else, a second person, said the shirt was not presentable enough because it was still showing your midriff, and they had a problem with that.
Yeah.
But you came onto the plane dressed exactly like that.
Exactly.
Which doesn't make any sense. So if there was a problem with what you were wearing before, they should have stopped you before you got on the plane and said, hey, do you have a hoodie? Do you have something else that you can throw on? Shoot, they should have just given you a shirt or something. I'm not sitting here saying that they have shirts just on standby, but you see what I'm saying? It's like, or giving you a comforter, like one of those, they like to call them covers, but they're really like napkins, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just throw it on you or something if that was such a huge problem. But you complied the entire time. So what made this woman or these flight attendants, I'm sorry, I don't know the sex of the flight attendants, but what made these flight attendants suddenly feel that they needed to call this whole thing in, saying that that you're not complying or because you're wearing a midriff? Why bring in the cops? Why get the cops involved? Do you have any speculation on why?
I think that is like the key question here. And probably the most confusing part of the entire story is why would you call the cops for a non-violent, someone who is acting right, behaving, not having any issues on the flight other than my outfit, which you decided to choose in the middle of the flight that you don't like. I think that the cops were called because I think it was kind of a mix of things. I think that them seeing a fat body made them uncomfortable. There's a lot of women and men, people in general who are big, and they cover themselves up because they don't like to be harassed. They don't like to be the punchline of every joke. And I decided a long time ago that I wasn't going to do that anymore. I deserve happiness. I deserve to live my life how I want to, instead of being so pressed about what everyone else has to say about my appearance. So I'm kind of getting a little off track, I think.
No, you're not getting off track at all. I'm with you all the way. You know, I think this is like, now we talked yesterday before we came on here, and you were saying, hey, I wasn't born yesterday. I know when somebody is feeling some type of way towards me, towards my appearance, right? Now, when they came up to you, did you feel that kind of vibe?
Yeah, absolutely. You can feel when someone is disgusted with you, how, their mannerisms, their facial expressions, especially after being approached more than once. It's kind of obvious. It's either, for lack of better terms, like you said, slut shaming me or weight shaming, or mix of both. I know this has happened to lots of different people, different sizes, different shapes, in different outfits. But I also feel like every situation is different. And there's, of course, no way to prove one way or the other. But yeah, I absolutely believe like I was being targeted and harassed because of the way I look.
It's a shame. It's a damn shame, in my personal opinion. Now I do have something I just want to pull up here. Strategic Eyes said this, and I was going to pull this up, but he has it right here, so I appreciate it. He said, I looked at the policy and it said decent and casual. This is within the policy. It said nothing about showing a belly. I think that the sports bra was immature and not smart, but the pink shirt was fine. It should have been over. And I do agree with that. I think that, yes, I get it. You took off the shirt thinking it would be no big deal, but that's okay, right? It's okay to make mistakes in that way, right? You could be someone who is plus sized or somebody who is, within the confines of what the aesthetics of beauty are, right? Physically, right? Even wearing a sports bra in that kind of physique, they're still going to go over to you and say, hey, you mind putting on a shirt? So I understand that mistakes happen. I fully understand that mistakes do absolutely happen. But as soon as you put your shirt back on, the exact shirt that you wore to get onto the plane, they should have shut up. They shouldn't have said a damn thing. Why take it to that next level of trying to get the cops involved? Actually, to begin with, after they go, ma'am, do you mind putting on your shirt? Okay, sure. You put on the shirt. But why 2 other flight attendants come over and bother you about what you were wearing that you wore to get on the plane? That part does not make any sense to me.
I think that there had to have been a discussion at some point on that plane between the flight attendants, because there's no way I would have been approached that much and treated the way that I was if there was not some prior private conversation between them about me and my appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I said, it to me, it just doesn't make any sense. Now, there have been other stories of women getting kicked off of planes, kicked out of amusement parks, etc., for wearing certain types of clothing, right? And I know this has nothing to do with being on a plane, but a few months back, I interviewed a woman who was kicked out of a Six Flags because of her shorts, because her jean shorts were too short. All right. There was another one where there's been a couple women that have gone on the planes wearing bathing suits, swimsuits, full on swimsuits, nothing but top and bottom, full bikini. Now, I don't know the full scope if they ever got kicked off, but there are viral videos of women getting escort, like going on to planes looking this type of way. I've also seen women who are wearing basically what you wore, maybe just a tiny bit shorter in the shorts, and being asked to deplane because of what they were wearing. You know, the thing is what I find very strange to me is when you look to the policy and you see their guidelines and their rules, and when the rules are gray, very, very vague, they can do whatever they want. They can play with that as much as they want. Funny thing is now is that policy, that same policy that we've all been seeing, because there's been a bunch of other commentators talking about this. That policy is gone now.
Poof.
It just suddenly disappeared.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? How does that make you feel?
Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, you can. It's all good. It's family here. Go ahead.
It's a real bitch move.
Yeah.
It's a bitch move. You know you messed up, and instead of addressing that mess up, because this is national news now, you hide and you pull your policy down so that people are confused about what's going on. It's a bitch ass move. Yeah, why would you do that unless you know you fucked up?
Yep. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah, you know, obviously they're trying to cover the tracks. Obviously, they're not trying to sit here and go, oh, wait, she could use this in court, which, of course, we're going to get to here in a little bit. But I have to go back to the moment real quick. We have to relive the moment where you were being escorted off the plane real quick. I'm just going to throw it up here. And after you actually seeing this, reliving and watching this video, obviously this is on your TikTok right now. And it's all over social media like crazy, but rewatching it and reliving it with us right now, what are the emotions that were going through your mind during this filming of this moment?
There was so much going through my mind. Definitely humiliation and embarrassed. Like, this is my hometown that I live at. I own a business here, and I'm being marched through this tiny ass airport by the police. You know, something like that, it just doesn't get swept under the covers. People are going to remember that, and they're going to assume that I'm guilty because of how I look, because that's kind of what we do as a species. We look at people, we judge them, we try to figure out who they are, what they're about. And unfortunately, because I am covered in tattoos, I think that people kind of just automatically assume that I'm going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you know, so you think that because of your tattoos, because of your appearance, that they were automatically going to assume that you were just going to be difficult to deal with? But didn't you prove otherwise by complying, by saying, oh, I'm so sorry, and putting your shirt on?
Right, exactly.
So you're showing that you're the absolute antithesis of what they assumed. Yet they still attacked you, which, like, that's the weird thing. Like, and this is why I was asking before, like, if there was some sort of commotion when you took off your shirt, if there was complaints in the plane, were there other passengers that may have said, oh my gosh, oh my Lord, was that ever happening? Or is, you see what I'm saying? Because it just seems so strange that they would single you out.
So, and it is strange, and here's why. This was a 4-hour flight from Seattle to Fairbanks. We left at 9 p.m. So 2 hours into that flight was silent. Everyone was asleep. There were no overhead lights on. And no one on my plane heard anything. No one knew that there was an issue or commotion at all. There was no raised voices. There was no argument. There was none of that. Nothing.
It's Yeah, like I said, it just doesn't make. It just seems so strange to me, like how this all transpired, how this all went down. It's so strange. But what's also very strange to me is what they said afterwards. What they did ended up doing for you after this whole commotion went down, after you got detained, after you were thrown into an interrogation room like you had a bomb on the plane, for crying out loud. Let's take a look at this video, shall we?
Y'all, tell me why Alaska Airlines called me today. They gave me my money back for my 3 seats and then tried to compensate me for the situation by offering me a discount code to use on a future purchase.
You know, so they gave you a discount code. They reimbursed you for your flight, which I don't know how expensive the flight was, right? But it's three tickets, so I'm sure it added up. No matter what, it's still not cheap. But they just gave you a discount code and just kind of gave you a slap on the back and said, "Our bad, buddy." What?
Yeah.
So where were you when you received that information?
You know, I don't recall at the moment. Things have been pretty hectic since the video went viral. I don't remember exactly where I was at. In this video, I'm parked outside of my job, so I'm there when I got the news.
You're parked outside of your job, and I understand. So what, if you mind me asking, what is it that you do for a living?
I do hair for a living. I own a studio salon in Fairbanks, and I work at that and run that by myself.
You own, you cut out, so you own the hair salon?
Yes.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's dope. So, and you also are a recording artist as well.
Yes.
And what do you go by?
Fat Trophy Wife.
Fat Trophy Wife is your stage name.
Yes.
And you flew back into Fairbanks for a performance.
Yes.
Correct. So you were coming in from where then?
So I was on vacation visiting family in Sacramento.
Gotcha.
Sacramento to Seattle, Seattle to Fairbanks.
Gotcha. So then so you flew back home so you could do a performance, which apparently you went up there and you rocked it. But you were still, this is moments after being detained by the police, or seemingly detained by the police. Let's keep this fair. But you still were able to make it to your performance, which is dope, right?
Yeah.
Now I have to pull up this article one last time, because obviously you were interviewed, right, by the New York Post, and there were a couple things in here. I just wanted to pull this up and talk to you about, of course, because one of them you said in this quote, "I was harassed about my outfit. I put my shirt back on. They asked me to put my shirt back on, so I put my shirt back on. And then they approached me again saying, I can't wear this. My stomach is showing and it's inappropriate." Now, the other piece that you said was that, and of course, hopefully they're not misquoting you, right? Is that you said she's being discriminated against, or you are being discriminated against for being, quote unquote, fat, tattooed, fat, tattooed, mixed-raced woman. Is that something you still believe is true?
Yeah, absolutely. I've looked pretty similar to this size tattoos for a long time, over 10 years, maybe close to 15 years now. And I deal with a lot of people. And like I said earlier, you can tell when you make people uncomfortable. You can tell when people are treating you differently. And that was absolutely the case here.
Yeah, they were just instantly treating you differently because of your appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Full on.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this, because I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be asking you a bunch of stuff, right? And I know that some people will say mixed race might feel like a little bit of a stretch. What would you say about that?
I come from a biracial home. My mom is Hispanic. My dad was white. So that makes me mixed race.
Of course. And I get that fully. But I feel like a lot of people from, the commentators and comments and all that, would sit there and go, well, would you instantly say that, does she look as if she is mixed race? Would that garner for the flight attendants to instantly turn to you and say, oh, she's mixed race, so I have a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then also on top of that, of course, we got to talk about weight shaming, and in the sort. Now, some are saying, hey, could she be using this to victimize herself to get out there more? What do you say about that?
I think that it's kind of crazy that you would think that any fat person would put themselves in this type of situation to gain clout. Especially the fact that I feel like the US as a whole hates fat people. I've gotten a lot of grief, which I expected from people who just simply want to be nasty, want to be mean, want to tell me that I'm, should get hit by a car, or ran over, or I'm disgusting. So I feel like there's kind of always a bigger picture too. I kind of forgot what the question was. I'm sorry.
No, it's I feel like there's a lot of people that instantly go, okay, is she trying to capitalize on this situation beyond just what just happened, but to further her career, to get more attention, using, victimizing herself for, I guess, popularity or financial gain or something of that sort? What would you say to people who are saying that?
That's just so crazy to me. Because what would you think if if you were pulled off of a flight? Like, I think it's just such an absurd thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help what people think. People are welcome to their opinions. And it's not my job to try to convince them. But that's not what happened in this case. If I was trying to do something to gain more notoriety, I would have left my son out of it. Absolutely. That just wasn't something he should have been a part of or needed to see at all. So no, this wasn't planned. It wasn't anything like that. My biggest, I think, thing going forward with this is bringing attention to not only body shaming, but slut shaming and the policing of women's bodies and what we wear. I think that's the biggest issue here, and that's what the spotlight should be on.
Absolutely. I just think that, understandably, there are going to be people. I understand exactly where you're coming from. And let me just be real with this. If I was escorted off a plane because of what I was wearing, I'd be pissed as hell, and I'd be doing everything I can to bring awareness to my story and how unjust and how much I was discriminated against for whatever reason. And of course, if something like this was to happen, I would instantly think a laundry list of different things.
Yeah.
But instantly, for me, because I'd be melanated here, instantly, because I'm a person of color, I would resort to the first and the foremost thing. It's because of the color of my skin, instantly.
Right.
And so I do understand where you're coming from. I do understand how you feel about all of this. But I can see why some people would sit there and say, oh, okay, she's an artist. She's a recording artist. She's got her TikTok. She's got her social media. Is she using this to try to get on, to expand her career a little bit more, right? And And so I do understand where you're coming from. Absolutely. And you should find justice in any way, shape, or form that you rightfully deserve, right? That you see fit. Okay. But yes, when it comes to this situation, it's wrong. All of it was wrong. How they treated you, how they escorted you off the plane. They actually brought your son with you. They left your husband on the plane. Why didn't they just bring the whole family with you? That stuff doesn't make any sense. The whole procedure was completely off. But then, God, you were filming everything, because then we hear them saying, oh, you're not being detained. Oh, then they say, oh, it's a nothing burger. This whole thing's nothing. If this was nothing, you should have known it when this was a woman that was not, you were not violent. You weren't losing your mind on the plane. You weren't duct taped to the damn airplane seat. Okay. So why would they automatically have to take you off the plane and treat you in this type of fashion? That's the piece. Even myself, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around. So I don't blame you for being so upset and feeling some type of way about how they treated you, because how they treated you was absolutely wrong. And I would have said this to anyone if weight discrimination was not involved. This same scenario, I would sit here and say this was unjust. This was wrong. So let me ask you, what are you doing now? Are you seeking legal help?
Yeah, I am. I actually was referred to the Alaska Bar Association, so I'm waiting on a call back from them. I left a message with them yesterday, so I can get some legal counsel and kind of see what my options are from here.
Oh, right on. Yeah, because I would say, honestly, yeah, seek legal representation immediately. I mean, and that's just me. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. All I can say is something like this does not make the math ain't mathin' right. You feel me? It's just not adding up to me.
Yeah.
You know? But you know what? I'm going to open up the lines. Okay, guys? I'm going to open up the lines because I'd love to hear you guys' questions. If you guys have any thoughts, opinions about this, we do have at Trophy Wife with us to talk about all of this and hear your opinions about this. Maybe you have some advice that you want to give her. Whatever it may be, by all means, hit that StreamYard link and jump on. And like I said, you don't have to be on camera or anything. You can literally just do a voice call with this app. The link is pinned to the top. So let's rock and roll, babies. Let's rock and roll. Now, you know, the thing is after all of this, right? And I'm saying before they hit you up and said their apologies and all that, you put up the video. How did it get out there like that? How did it become such a viral video? Where did that come from? This seems so wild. You just put it up on your TikTok and suddenly, woo, 1.3 million views. That's insane. How did that happen?
No one could plan that. That's another thing. Like, people are kind of suspecting, like, maybe she did this for notoriety, but I had I don't know, maybe like couple thousand followers. So it kind of didn't even make sense for it to blow up the way it did. But I think that so many women could relate to the story and relate to being slut shamed, relate to being weight shamed, that the outrage just bubbled up. Definitely.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy what good people will do, right? When they see something unjust, when they see something that's wrong, how quickly they'll jump on. And I feel like, yes, of course, there are videos out there that are shared a multitude of times, right? Over 1 million times, because they, you know, it's showing somebody getting hurt in some violent way or, you know, world star. But the fact that this shows that there are good people out there that saw what happened to you and saw it as wrong, saw it as unjustified, were able to go out of their way to share and share your story and share your side of the thing. And I commend you for pulling out the camera, for pulling out your phone and filming everything. Nowadays, this is the only way we can show proof of these stories, because we can't do hearsay anymore. Now we need receipts all day long now.
Yeah. Oh, I was just saying nobody would have believed it. And I knew that getting off the plane, that there was no way without a video anybody would believe that what happened, what actually transpired, and what my behavior was actually like.
Yeah. It's so crazy. We do have somebody on here, or we got a couple people on. I'm going to go one at a time for now. We got Laura Estrada. Good morning. Hello. What's on your mind? Speak on it, sweetheart.
Okay, well, Fat Trophy Wife, I just want to thank you for just being on the show. It takes a lot of courage to expose your truth to strangers, so I commend you on that. For me, it really hits. I'm a small, petite woman, and I have, big tatas here, to be honest. And, it's one of those things where I'm always aware of it and everything, but for the most part now I embrace it. And you embrace who you are, and that there's people that literally fat shame people, and we're one of the most obese countries in the whole world. Like, first off, that's not ever mentioned. Like, these are the most hypocritical people ever. And I'm sure no one ever puts themselves in your shoes. First off, how embarrassing it was. Your child saw the whole thing. And there's people that are commenting. And like Pascal was saying, luckily there are people that are, which I think is more, there's more people on your side than there aren't, because sometimes I wish we would show stories of people actually sticking up for, the disenfranchised. I wish we would have positive Karen videos sometimes, or positive male, white Karens. Well, they're not really Karens then, sorry. But I wanted to say that I know if there was someone that was petite and toned and looked like she was in her workout clothes, no one would have said anything. I mean, let's be honest. It's true. So I really want to say to you, like, you're a beautiful person inside and out. And I want to tell you that I really, truly apologize for all the times that happens to you, because it's sad. And it has nothing to do with your character. And I just think right now we're in such a place of divisiveness and hate, and we shouldn't have to find entertainment in people suffering. And that's what's happened with TikTok and Instagram. And I'm happy you're going, this may be something that opens up people's eyes through you filing anything, like that you're actually standing up for yourself. Because again, we all know our truths. We all know what happens and what happened. And the people that dealt with you, they know what happened and the truth. And those people in those planes, they knew what happened. So I'm just so sick of people not living or showing their truth. It makes me sad. So.
What do you think of that, Raylan?
Thank you, Laura, so much for all the kind words. I really appreciate your perspective and your understanding. I think this is a big issue with a lot of women, and I'm glad that it's being brought up again and being investigated and looked at, because it's happened so many times now, and people are being humiliated, and it's just not right.
Pascal, see, that's what I feel like people don't understand is, I know there's people that want fame or recognition from TikTok or getting, how many hits, views, all that stuff, but
sure,
it hurts people's souls. I'm sure, like, a lot of us, I always think, oh, I would love to have a YouTube channel and all that stuff, but I don't want to see the comments. That stuff hurts, that's why. But nowadays you can't even do something simple without it getting, exacerbated, and now you're suffering because now you really know what people think of you when you're walking around. It's just so bad for the psyche of any human. I think we don't talk about, we all talk about how much we just love the social media platform and being able to do things we love online, but there's also the other side of people that are full of self-insecurities and self-hate and loathing, and they love to take it out on other people.
True. No, you ain't wrong. You are not wrong. And here it is. I truly believe that I do believe that these social media platforms can be used for good, can be used to put out the truth.
That's why I'm here,
Right. Can be used to put out a perspective that maybe we wouldn't be able to see. All right. Because of the, maybe somebody was scared of not posting that video or putting something up, by Lin putting up that video, that one, in my personal opinion, brings in a lot of bravery, because it's exposing her. She's putting herself out there in that way, saying that she's being, that there's weight discrimination, that she's being slut shamed, etc. The fact that she's getting in front of it and saying, "Hey, I'm not crazy. Here's the truth. Here's the video," says a lot. It says a lot about the person as well. Yes, there's people out there that are going to automatically go, "Oh, she's clout chasing. She's just trying to get on. She's a rap artist, remember? So, hey, she got that new album that's about to drop, blah, blah, blah," which is also actually true. But at the same time, she didn't plan this. She didn't ask for this.
But what's sad is that people probably looked into you about your rap, that somebody took the time to look at your backstory to be able to throw it in your face. Like, oh, that's the reason why she put that up on TikTok. Not exactly what Pascal said. But people they want to go to a negative narrative before anything else.
Absolutely.
Because honestly, it's totally brave. That's what I had said. It's courageous. And obviously I come here as a listener to, join with a tribe of people who believe and think alike, and we're all with fault. But there's specific people that want to expose themselves or get, their name out through, social media platforms, which is, that's what's great about it. But that's also what's horrible about it.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely a double-edged sword, for sure. And so, Laura, you are not wrong with that. I do have a question for you, though, Raylan. I got to ask you, because I'm sure a lot of people that would sit there, and I'm sure you get this a lot. I'm assuming people that will sit there and turn to you and go, "Why don't you just cover up?"
And the shortest answer I can give to that is I don't have to. It is not my job to make you comfortable with my body, as long as I'm covered. My boobs aren't hanging out, my ass isn't hanging out. My job on earth is not to make the people around me comfortable and please their eyes. I think I've said this before, I've spent so much of my life honestly with this crippling fear of being judged, and you just can't live like that. It's people are never going to be happy. I can wear a fucking turtleneck and someone is still going to have a problem. So why not wear what makes me comfortable? Also, this was a super late flight, so all of the lights on the plane were off. There was nobody even knew that I was in a sports bra. I wasn't bothering anyone. The only people who had an issue were the flight attendants.
Right. And I think it's a beautiful thing to be comfortable in your own body and believing that your body is beautiful, regardless of what size you are. Real talk. You have a beautiful family. You have a husband that loves you. You have a son that loves you dearly as well. I mean, and you're comfortable in your own skin. And that's something that I feel like a lot of women and men, regardless of their size, have to come to terms with, is loving themselves, loving who they are, loving how God created them, how they were brought on this earth. If you're not a God-loving person, and I think that, I commend you for being so strong in that, in loving yourself. And like I said, the clothing you were wearing, in my personal opinion, yes, I think the sports bra might have been a little much, but and I would have said that to any woman.
That's fair.
But when it comes to the shirt that you were wearing, when you put the shirt back on, like I said, things happen, mistakes happen. You do something and you think it's going to be okay, and then they go, can you please put your jacket back on or something like that? It's like, oh, I didn't know I could. I'm sorry. You throw it back on, not a problem. That should have been the end of the story right then and there. But they had to take it. They had to kick it up a notch. You know what I mean? And I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Laura Estrada, sorry. Thank you so much for being on. I appreciate the call.
Yeah. And good luck, Fat Trophy Wife. I'm rooting for you, girl.
Thank you so much, Laura.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. We have Jammed Tomb on. What's up?
Oh, hello. How are you?
Good. Where you calling in from?
I am in Colorado, and actually, if you want an extra pair of hands over on Twitch, David over at Lion has all my info. But Fat Trophy Wife, you are beautiful and an inspiration, and your music, I was listening to it while I was waiting and stuff. Oh, my Lanta. Yes, that is fabulous. I would love to play your stuff on my stream and help promote you because you are great.
She said, "Oh my Lanta." She just said, "Oh my Lanta." That's a deep cut. What do you got to say about that, Raylan?
I think Laura said everything I was going to say.
Thank you. I'm honestly just not used to people being so friendly and kind. And it's really nice. I really appreciate the kind words. I've always been kind of like an artsy fartsy person and interested in creative outlets. So naturally music and writing just came very, very easy to me when I started, and I really enjoy it. And so I'm glad other people are also enjoying the things that I'm making. It's really exciting.
It's wonderful, and your confidence and like just the entire vibe. I was really getting down in my chair here.
Thank you, Jam 2.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. We did have somebody, but now they're gone. Okay. And of course, the lines are still open, so by all means, hop on if you want. You know what? Let's talk about that really quick. She just talked about your music and all that. You have a new single that's coming out on Friday, correct?
I do, yeah. It's called "Do It Well," and that will be dropping everywhere at midnight on Friday.
Nice. Well, hey. Like I said, congratulations on that. And, I'm glad that you are pushing forward. You see what I'm saying? That you're just doing, you're doing your thing and just, going after your passions and all that. We have Tyler Hackner. What's up, Tyler?
Hey.
Hey, what's up, man? What's on your mind? Speak on it.
Oh, okay, you see here. Let me just say, I've just been very inspired by like people like speaking their truth and like speaking on just like their actual like lived experiences and like how and like just how people are, and I feel like what she's been going through is very dehumanizing, and I just wish her the best. Well, just anyone that goes through that, like that sort of thing.
We can't hear you. Raylan. No, Raylan, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Let me mute. Let me try that. Say that again.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Yeah, I think his background noise is canceling everything out. What were you saying?
I was just thanking Tyler for calling in and the words of encouragement. I think it's a touchy subject for a lot of people, and they don't really know how to express themselves, and I get that. But I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for just being here and doing this at all. Just like it's just very inspiring. Like I mean, as a fellow mixed race person, I can't speak as a woman. As a woman, obviously, I can't do that. But like as a fellow mixed race person, and as a person who just knows what it's like to go through that sort of like humiliation, so it's important to have those like have those stories like yours and like so many others like talk.
Well, Tyler, thank you so much for the call. We really do appreciate it, man.
You're welcome.
Talk to you soon.
Yep.
Peace. So, I mean, you're getting a lot of support and a lot of love, and of course, I got to talk about or ask you the other side of things, because I mean, I'm sure you've been getting a little bit of backlash, because of course, some people feel some type of way about I don't know, about people's weight, etc. What kind of backlash have you received, if any?
Yeah, it's mostly just been nasty, negative comments about my appearance and what kind of person I am. People just trying to make fun of me, get under my skin, hurt my feelings, things like that. Which is just comical, because that's the whole reason that this happened, was because someone wanted to look at my looks and try to judge me and drag me based on that. And now they have a viral incident on their hands that they have to deal with. I'm sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought there.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I can only assume that you've gotten some, maybe the trolls, let's just say, have augmented since this incident that happened on Friday.
Yes, absolutely.
I can only imagine what you've received. How are you taking that? How are you taking that kind of negative comments and that negative energy?
Of course, there's always some that bother you. I think the biggest thing for me is there have been a few people who have lied and said that they were on my flight, and said that I was being loud. One lady said that she had a house guest that said I was being belligerent. And so that's the kind of stuff that bothers me, stuff that just isn't true, things that are being made up. But as far as like the bullying and the comments, I can just turn my phone off and ignore it. So it's frustrating at times, but at the same point, it's not really affecting my day-to-day life. So I'm blessed.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't, mess up the hitch in your step, right?
Yeah.
You can always turn off the phone, or you can always block those haters and block those trolls, as long as it doesn't affect you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it takes a lot of balls it takes a lot of guts, let's just say that, to film it, put it out there, because don't get me wrong, yes, you're going to have good people that are going to want to share your story and try to root for you and find justice for you. But there's also the other side of that coin, that negative side, that is going to be invited into that world, into that forum, and into that community that you are bringing onto your social media platforms. And they're going to do everything they can to try to break you down, and try to stop you from getting justice, or from doing what is right. And, like I said, I hope that, I wish you nothing but the best of luck with your endeavors. Because like I said, it's hard out here. It's a hard game, especially if you're just forget being an artist, forget being a creative. Just living in this world can be really tough. We live in a cold ass, cruel ass world.
Yeah.
And so, I just hope that you find the peace and the justice that you've been looking for, since this incident went down, because that's what you deserve. Real talk.
I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yeah, nothing really new has developed since then, especially with the airlines, other than them refunding my money, offering me a discount code, which I didn't take. But I think that things are only going to kind of continue to build with this, because this definitely is not the end. And I can't just let things like this go. You know, people deserve to be treated with respect, and I demand to be treated with respect, especially if I'm paying you for a service, you are going to respect me. That shouldn't be optional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't. And the fact that, to me, I feel like to add insult to injury, or like to throw salt in the wound, or I like to say to throw some hot sauce in that wound to make it even worse, is that they just thought that by sending you a link to a discount code was just going to suffice, was going to be good enough. Oh, we're going to reimburse you for the flights, but we're going to, and a discount code. We good though, right? Yeah, we good now, right? Right?
Mm.
No, you're not. That doesn't make things okay. That does not make things all right. That suddenly you just throw them a discount link for a discount code. That's trash. Yeah, I said it, Kev Z. I said trash. You know what I'm saying? I say trash a lot, by the way. Apparently, allegedly. But like I said, it is just strange to me that they think that, oh, just by throwing you these little things, that's just going to be fine. Where you were publicly humiliated, you were personally humiliated, you were looked like you were. They put you out there like a fool in front of your family. They caused you to not be able to leave in a reasonable time. You see what I'm saying? And do and live your life. They had to go the great lengths of bring you into a room and interrogating you like you had just tried to bite people and try to kick out the windows in the plane. It's just crazy to me. The fact that they're not even doing anything. Like, have we heard anything about the flight attendants? Are the flight attendants still flight attending for Alaska Airlines, or have they been terminated?
Yeah, I haven't heard. Last thing that I heard from Alaska Airlines was they were going to be doing an investigation. But as far as I know, they're probably still working. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating.
Yeah, I can only imagine what you're feeling, but those flight attendants should not be doing their job anymore, in my personal opinion. They singled you out for no apparent reason. I mean, in the very beginning, I understand them going, okay, this might be a little inappropriate, so do you mind putting that shirt back on? As soon as you did that, they should have just left you alone. But the fact that they went even further and to do that, to bring the cops and get the cops involved, is just, I think it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I do have a super chat I wanted to pull up because I do find that very interesting. Laura Estrada, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. She said, can we get a man who is brave enough to share on screen their words in the chat? In my personal opinion, I know that there are trolls out there. I know that there are people out there that feel some type of way about certain, weight, what they think is aesthetically appropriate and what's not aesthetically appropriate. But for this woman to come on and talk about what she is talking about, telling her side of the story, exposing the discrimination that she dealt with, I think that the ridicule on top of that, regardless, if you closed your eyes and you thought of this and this was your sister or your best friend, shoot, it was your mother. Would you be going on to your Cordy, typing away rude comments? Think about that for a second before you start putting out ridiculous stuff, before you start saying ridiculous things. Just saying.
Absolutely. There's a real person at the other end. Everything you type on the internet. And there's real consequences for your words and actions.
Yeah. You know, here it is. I have been in front row seats, lack of a better term, pun intended, high key, low key. I've seen it with my own two eyes. My mother is a bigger woman. She's a plus sized woman. And when she goes onto planes, sometimes she has to have an extra belt added to, like an extender.
Mm-hmm.
There have been, I don't know how many countless times she has gone onto a plane where we're flying like a family trip or something like that. And the flight attendants would have some sort of problem with her. They would automatically roll their eyes. They'd get very upset just because, say, my mom is not as able-bodied as me, let's just say, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she has to get on the plane, with some help and all that. And yes, she has to get an extender. But that should not be a problem for any flight attendant, ever. It should be a situation of, oh, hey, okay, no problem. They should be giving that with no problems, with ease, going, here you go. This is all you need.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need. But I've seen it countless times where they go, oh, like my mom is suddenly going to be a pain. Like she's going to be suddenly a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I mean by, like, I look at this and I look at this scenario and I instantly think of, what if this was my mom? What if this was my closest friend? Regardless, is it justified? Is it right?
Yeah.
Shoot, make it a fit, like what Laura Estrada said, make it a fitness person. And this same situation happened. Would it be justified?
Exactly.
Instantly, I still sit there and go, this is unjustified.
Mm-hmm.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
So for all you guys out there that want to talk some ish and do your thing, I mean, real talk. Go kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? Go find some other place to go and talk some ish. We got better things to do on this platform than to try to bash someone for coming on and being brave enough to expose what happened to them. Shoot, take out weight and just say it was somebody who is Asian or black or Muslim. Just on their physical appearance or the color of their skin. Would this be justified? I'm going to tell you this. Hail to the no. So, Raylin, I do appreciate you coming on and telling your side of the story. I commend you for being out there and putting out the truth. It's now more than ever necessary to go to our phones, to pull out the videos and document, because most of the time this is the only proof that we got. Because imagine if this was all hearsay and that those videos did not exist.
There would be no story.
There would be no story, clearly. And you would have nothing but trolls and haters and all that kind of stuff coming at you saying this is a full-on lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you did exactly what you needed to do. You exposed the truth. You exposed the truth.
Yeah.
So like I said, I do appreciate you coming on to the show today and talking about what was going on. I think that's really, I think it's something that's very important. And I think that there needs to be more and more people out here like yourself that are comfortable in their own skin. And that goes beyond weight.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many people out here that just hate the way they look.
Yeah.
And they're in varying degrees of weight and size and physique and all that. So the fact that you wake up every single day and you say, damn, I'm beautiful. And damn, I got this husband that I love, and I got a great kid. And you killing it as a businesswoman. So you a boss too? Shoot. Come on now. I think that's beautiful. I think that's incredible. So you should be smiling at your damn self every day. You should jump back and kiss yourself 16, 17,000 times. Real talk. Be proud of who you are. Real talk. You're beautiful. All right. And you're brave. And there needs to be more people like you out here on this planet. Again, Raylan, thank you so much for being on. I really do appreciate it.
For having me.
Right. Anytime, sweetheart. We'll be talking to you soon, okay? All right. Bye. Well, y'all, that is the show for today. You know, like I said, some people are just strong individuals. Strong. And some of us are not. And the people that are going in there and talking crazy, you know, and being rude and wrong, you know, it's funny because maybe sometimes you need to look in the mirror in yourself and see if you're strong too. But I do commend any person that loves themselves, that's proud of what they do, regardless of how they look, and are able to stand up for themselves when something goes wrong. Real freaking talk. So again, you know, Lin Howard, Fat Trophy Wife, I do appreciate her coming on and being a part of the show. And I hope this opens up a conversation. You know what I'm saying? A real conversation, because there's certain things about the aesthetics and then, you know, the confines of what is beautiful and all that I think all of us need to have a moment and like sit down and talk about it, think about it. Real talk. Because if you really think about it, we're all beautiful. We've all been created, you know, in his image. And like I say, I'm not sitting here trying to throw any religion or anything on y'all, but I'm just saying we are all created here. We are all put on this planet for a reason. And we are all individually, uniquely beautiful. And we should embrace that. And we should never be cornered on a damn Alaska airline flight because of what we were wearing. That's ridiculous. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being on. You guys are incredible. All right. Stay positive out there. Do something incredible today. It's hump day. Okay. Aside from the hump, don't do that. I mean, you know, if you want to, do your thing, but do something positive today. All right. Bring some beauty into the world instead of all this negativity that's around us every damn day. Okay. But anyway, I will be on a little bit later on tonight for my members only show. So tune in for that. Be a part of that conversation. All right. I love all you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Oh, shoot. I forgot to say, don't forget to hit the like button down below. All right. Hit that subscribe button. All right. And if you haven't done it yet, please hit that join button or join my Patreon, whichever tickles your fancy. Okay. Because I'm working hard out here in these streets. Do you understand? Do you understand? Okay. I'm hoofing over here, damn it. Anyway, love all you guys. One last time, be good to yourselves, be good to one another, and I will see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the members only video chat. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.